So, hey there. I'm driving around in Beit Shemesh where I live to look for some locations to maybe do some photography. I'll find something and just make the choice here where I want to stop. More nature or something a little more urban. So, I think I'm going to go with the urban one right now. So, it'll be the industrial center of Beit Shemesh, which also nearby there is a area to a park, a few malls in the area as well. So between the two, I think we'll have what to work with. So I'll see you there. So I started off taking some pictures of some doors, and I don't know. I was getting this feeling, just this capturing of loneliness, of alone, and just things like that. And then I found a man walking by. I chatted with him, and he mentioned that there's a wedding hall very nearby, and there can still see the remains of it. So I said, "Oh, I'll take a look," and uh, and here this is what a wedding canopy looks like. And I thought that might be a good idea. Also, it can continue this idea of loneliness or the day after or something like that. So take a few pictures of that. We'll see what happens when I go to edit. And then nearby there, it's a very lovely garden area. And so I started taking some pictures over here too. Um, my 90 prime lens to do some macro photography of some of the small little flowers, more weeds, I suppose. There aren't any flowers over here. So some weeds, and also I saw an interesting picture here that could be with the technology or modern and nature together. So here's what uh, see, it's growing on this attached to the tree. Here's an electric box, and I thought that might be a good, interesting composition. Like the message of the combination of nature with technology, and just exploring the shapes, some organic and some, and the other ones being more linear and things like that. So we'll see how that also comes out. So continuing on, I see some reflections here. I love reflections. So we're gonna see what happens over here. This is the entrance and doorway to the wedding hall. So take a few pictures here too. So here I have three pictures. There was a lady who was walking past me with a cigarette, and I sort of went to the side because I didn't really like the cigarette smoke, but I thought it would be interesting to try to get a picture of her walking. And so these are the three I got of that. And of these, this first one is just very static, and you don't see the cigarette or enough of her face, so that's definitely out. Um, but then I have this one and this one, and both of these are decent. I like the action movement in her legs in both of them. I think I like the action in this one maybe a little bit more, but in this next one, you see more of her face. So I'm sort of between the two of these. Which one I like more? As far as framing goes, we have some good leading lines here. There's this large railing right at the beginning. I'm not sure what I'm thinking about that right now. It might help lead the eye in, or it might block the eye a little bit. And this one's missing it completely. Uh, so I'm leaning a little bit more to this one, but I want to go edit and try playing around with them a little bit. So and see what happens. Let's go and auto adjust and let's do some basic minor corrections or adjustments here. And see what happens if I come in. This is looking pretty good as a beginning. Let's try this one, see what happens. So here, some dehaze and brighten up a little bit also. Bring down the shadows and crop in a little bit. All right. So between these two, I'm liking a lot more this one. And
I'm noticing, remember we mentioned before this bar here, which I kept in on purpose. I think it's a little bit, it catches the eye and maybe it's a little bit distracting. But in this picture, we have this very beautiful shadow here. And the shadow is subtly doing the same thing in my mind. It's keeping the eye from running off the page and keeping the eye focused. And we see the head and the cigarette and there's an action. So between these two pictures, I'm saying this is the one we're gonna go with.
So on the way of doing this little photography down this area, I saw quite a number of people carrying bags from a place called Tom's, which many years ago I did a photo shoot there, and I was curious what this was all about because I didn't remember being a store of any type of thing. But it seems that for the past 5 years, they've been every Friday preparing food for Shabbat for people to buy, and so it's a very popular location. So I said I've got to check it out, and took a few pictures inside. Something else that was pretty cool is when I went to the place Tom to take some photos. So I ran to a guy who is just last night got a donation to from someone in America to buy food to supply for the soldiers over Shabbat, and so he was going to buy a lot of food there. And it was very interesting his story and all the cool things that were happening with him, and it was really exciting to see. So that was also a fun experience getting to meet him. And this coming Sunday, he's having an event to do more. So I might go. I'm hoping to go over there and take photos of whatever event he's having over there too. So we'll see what happens with that.
This picture is very, I just, when I saw this, I knew I had to take a picture of it. What really attracted me to it is this welcome mat and the fact that the welcome mat is not in front of a door. I mean, it's just like very curious, like what is the message going on here, this story. I guess welcome to a dilapidated wall or something. So this one attracted me right away. And this was based on the way I could take a picture. I didn't have where I could position myself to get a picture. This was like the best I could do. As we saw before, I was actually there was all these bars in the way and what like that, so I didn't have this. This was able to manage. So let's see if I can uh, do something with this picture. I'm liking. I think if I increase, I like this weathered look is looking very cool. Add some texture maybe, and then try to bring down. Let's see here. I want to give it like an old look to it. So something like this. Let's brighten up this side so to balance out the sides because the other side is a little brighter than this one, right? So if I just gonna brighten this side up and maybe I'll darken this side, add some more saturation also. Um, Dehazing, yeah, it's a little more balanced and it's got this really cool look to it. So let's stick with that and cropping, because cropping is very critical, very important. Um, like this. Rotate it a little bit maybe. And I want a little space here. I don't want too close to the top there. So I have a little breathing room at the bottom and the top. Move it just a little bit to left. We'll do that. Let's see what it looks like in black and white for a second. No, no, definitely nicer with these colors.
So for my last stop of the day, I went to this carpenter shop. It was very nice. Very cool store with interesting equipment all around, and I got to take a picture of him in action. A very pleasant way to end the day. Very calm, and yeah, we'll get back to see in the studio pictures look like, and we'll start to edit them. One thing I just want to comment on that's very interesting is I started this photo walk today, seeing loneliness and the day after for that wedding, and things just showing just emptiness and aloneness. And as I'm walking along here, it's just so fascinating to notice how the experience flipped around to inclusion and charity and giving and togetherness, and it's really inspiring. So I'm really happy I chose this location. It's been a great day, and can't wait to see what the pictures look like.